This is my 23rd year. I was speech language pathologist for 21 years for early childhood, and then the last 2 years I've been process coordinator for the early childhood building. We have a great team. A couple of us have been together since the very beginning. So the full 23 years. Kathy's on, she's leaving at the same time I am, so we're both retiring. The Speech Pass, I've been with them. Sheila, I've been with since the very beginning. Patty came shortly after, Melissa. We've got a great therapy team, and Brenda. We've worked closely together, and I'm really going to miss them. The whole staff is great, though. We have such a great team. All the teachers are so good. The kids are what makes our job. They are so sweet and so cute, and we get to watch them come in as these little babies at just turning 3 years old, and then we get to see how they grow and develop and all the things they learn. Future plans are to spend time at home with my husband and my dogs.
For 33 years, I have had the privilege, passion, and honor to be an elementary teacher. I have been blessed to have worked with so many caring, dedicated coworkers, amazing families, and the most energetic, eager to learn, loving children. Where else can you get and receive endless hugs and smiles? And how about this type of feedback? An elementary school is a unique working environment. Just walk through the doors and you can feel the positive energy and excitement that exists within that building. Teaching has been that gratifying, pleasing, challenging, and adventure-filled career I have been so fortunate to have been a part of. I will always treasure the friendships I have made and the memories of this rewarding career. I grew up in a family that had teachers. 2 of my aunts were teachers, and so from a young age I was playing school with my younger brother. He was my student, not always by choice. There was never anything else I ever considered.
I started in a small school, Tipton, Kansas. Grades K through 12 were all housed in the same building. I did everything. You sat with the kids at lunch, you did your recess. I honestly love learning. I still want to learn. I get up in the mornings. My purpose is to get to school, get those kids where they are. Jackie has played a vital role in my life out here because we tag team on different things. Even with kids, or I'll hear, she will hear one of my kids do something, and I'll say, man, we are struggling with that. And she'll say, have you tried this? And that's the beauty of having a partner across the way that's within hearing distance. Kids will learn that they can make an identity and make a connection. And when you see that you have put that with those kids, wow, well, I'm doing what I need to do. And yes, there are days when you go, ah, and when they're frustrated and we get frustrated, you have to work through that. You have to build these relationships. 11 grandkids. They call me Nana. And a son who I admire and respect in his role, and his wife. My other son and his wife, the roles that they play in life. My daughter in Texas. It's just like, let's be mom and Nana full time.
This is my 33rd year in education. I've been in Nixa 23 years. I was 20 years at the high school, and the last 3 years I've been here at John Thomas. I'll miss the kids. I'll miss their funny stories, their laughter, their hugs. I'll miss the friends I've made, lifetime friends. We've done a lot of things together. We've raised our kids together, especially at the high school. I was there for 20 years, so just some lifetime friends I love like family, and I just wouldn't change that for the world. I've been really blessed. I do plan on doing some substitute teaching. I just think that I would miss not working with kids. I want to spend more time with my family. We've recently moved to the lake, and so I want to spend more time down there. It's going to be nice in August that I'm on the boat when everyone else is coming back to work.
This is my year 40 for being in occupational therapy. I'm very blessed to have loved my work for 19 years, and I know that very few people can say that, so I know that I've been very fortunate. We have amazing leaders in our Nixa schools. I'm going to miss the principals. I've had Ms. Ackerman for several years. I've had Ms. Long for several years. They're so supportive to our special education program. I'm going to miss the teacher interaction, and I'm going to miss all the kids and the hugs around the knees. I want to thank my OT team because we have an incredible staff, and we all are here to serve the children and support the teachers, and I have established really good friendships with them, and Nixa needs to know they're an incredible OT team, and we have an incredible program here at Nixa Public Schools. Because I love OT and I don't want to be done, my hope is that I can continue to work for 2 days a week and then be a grandma and be available to my family for 3 days a week.
My family and I have been a part of the Nixa community for more than 25 years. All 3 of our children attended the Nixa schools and graduated from Nixa High School, and all 3 are now engaged in successful careers of their own. I started my career in education as a kindergarten Title I teacher in Hollister. I continued my career in Nixa, and for the past 17 years with the Nixa schools, I have served as a reading recovery educator, as well as a dyslexia therapist. One thing I will miss about teaching is the children. Their excitement about life, their laughter, their energy, and the stories that need to be shared. As educators, it is vital to meet each child where they're at, to nurture and to provide a foundation for learning so that each child knows that he or she has value. I will miss the hugs and the laughter, the tears, and being a part of the excitement and growth experienced by our youngest children, who represent our future.
Of course, I'll miss the people. I've made so many friends in the district. I've been here 14 years, and so I will miss a lot of the people. And I'll miss working with gifted kids. They're a very special group, and I've taught 5th through 12th grade gifted in Nixa, and I will just really miss helping them understand what it means to be gifted and all the things that they go through. So I'll miss that. 26 overall. I had 3 years in Texas, and then 1 year in Springfield, and 8 in Republic, and 14 here. I just plan to kind of relax and take it easy, and I have a lot of projects around my house I want to get completed, and so after all that, and I've had some downtime, then I'll just reevaluate and see what I want to do next.
I will miss working with these amazing students, these kids over the last 23 years. It's been a great opportunity to get to know the families as well, because I do work with kids kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade. So that's a unique experience because I get to have them for 3 years in a row, and I can see that growth in them. My job is to let the kids understand that learning should be a challenge and learning should be hard. And so even though they all have different abilities in different areas, my job is to get them to that challenge level where they feel like learning is hard. My future plans are helping raise 5 grandkids. All 4 and under, so I'll have my work cut out for me. I'll still be working with kids.
This was my 9th year, yes, at Nixa, and 26 altogether, 16 as a librarian. Some of the most precious times. I will miss it tremendously. It's very bittersweet. I'm not doing a countdown. I'm going to just cherish every day with all these children. I have been very blessed. I've been very blessed. From coming from the background that I came, not even having a teaching certificate, to now with a master's in library, it's all just been a gift. It's just been tremendous. Loving that whole time of, I don't have a good book to read, or you don't have any good books in here to read, and then finding out what's their passion, what's their interest, because they all have interests, they just maybe haven't discovered it yet, and then connecting that student with a book. And so many times all it takes is one book and then they're off and running, and I love that. It's so fun to hear them say, I used to hate reading, but now I love reading. And I can't take full credit. We've got some amazing classroom teachers in here that do the same thing. But it's just, it really does fill my bucket whenever I hear them say that they now love reading or they love this book. I'll miss that tremendously.
My goodness. How do you sum up 23 years of working in one place? But the thing probably I will miss the very most is meeting new people, almost daily. We meet every single person that comes into the district as a new hire, and we get the privilege of working with that person to get them their first step into the school district. And so that is very rewarding and a privilege, really, to be able to meet that person and hopefully make them feel very welcome and comfortable coming into the Nixa Public Schools. It's definitely a family environment. Still got that small town feel, but for a bigger, school district. And I love that part of it.
This is my 14th year in Nixa. The first 5 years I taught special education, and then I moved to English. The first couple of years I taught 7th grade English, and then I moved to the split team and taught 7th and 8th grade English. And then one last year, before I moved to the homebound position, I taught 8th grade English. And before that, I taught special education in Springfield for 15 years. I'm going to miss the kids and the relationships I've built with them over the years, and especially when teaching them a new concept and they can't figure it out, and then finally when they have that aha moment and when the light bulb comes on, they're like, oh yeah, I can solve this problem, or oh yeah, I understand this. And I'm going to miss the teachers and the administration that I've worked with while I've been here in Nixa, because they've been amazing. And then of course I'll miss working with my husband every day, coming to the same building. In my whole teaching career, I think we've worked together 19 out of my 29 years in the same building in Springfield and in Nixa. So that'll be a little odd watching him get up to go to school in August, and I'm not getting up to go with him.
This is my 31st year overall. 1 year in Colorado, 5 years in Texas, and then 25 in Nixa. I've taught every grade level in English, 7 through 12. I don't feel like I'm like an old lady who needs to retire, but 31 years in education is a good bit. Yeah, I know I will miss the kids. They have so much energy that some days it makes it very difficult, but there's other times where, I love to laugh with them, and, I've cried with a lot of them, and, good times and bad times through all the things that have happened over so many years. And I'll miss the staff here a lot. I'll miss the teachers, my department, close friends I've made in administration. It's been 25 years, that's a lot of friendships. That'll be odd to not have that time with them like I do every day now.
This is my 30th year overall. We lived in Texas, so I taught for 5 years in Texas, and then we moved here in spring of 98, so we've been in Nixa since the 98-99 school year. This is our 25th year in Nixa. I've worked in the same building with my wife. She did go to the high school for 4 years, but then came back. Working with the staff and the administration. Since I took over ISS, I've done a lot of several jobs for administration, and I've taken on a lot of responsibilities that kind of aren't part of my job, but I'm gonna miss the people the most.
I started here very early. I was a small child and started teaching. I've taught high school Spanish, junior high Spanish, and then mainly junior high. I've taught social studies, American history, culture, introduction to foreign language, Spanish, and then the majority of my career was Spanish, and then working with students at risk and trying to reduce the dropout rate. That was probably the most time-intensive, most rewarding part, also the most heart-wrenching, because a lot of the kids come from backgrounds and they have the deck stacked against them from the beginning, but that was probably my favorite part of working. Dr. Kleinsmith kind of had a dream of Dean of Students position, working with student support and everything like that, so that's where I went from the classroom when I was working with at-risk kids, and then I went into administration and used my degree there for a while, and now I'm kind of just out of administration, thank goodness, and then back into working with kids.
I actually started my career in education at Ava, Missouri, and I had a chance to coach there, varsity volleyball, assistant basketball, varsity track. That was 7 years. And so from Ava, I came to Nixa, and I've been here for 24 years in different roles. I came in just as a PE and health teacher and a head volleyball and head track, but I was able to be the assistant principal and the activities director for several years, really doing 2 full-time jobs at one time, but I really love the activities director part of it, and that really kept me going. So I just feel very fortunate that I've had the opportunity to be the assistant athletic director. The addition of youth sports has been very exciting, and I am very glad for that opportunity. I care about what I do and the people that I work with and the kids that I work with, and so that's very important to me. I'm definitely going to miss all of course, the people that I work with. Your school becomes like your family because you spend so much time in and out, through the years and into the evenings and weekends. Of course, I'm going to miss all the students. I am going to, of course, spend more time with my family now that I'll have time, but I also plan on officiating volleyball, junior high and high school alike, and I hope to get into being a track starter. I've just been extremely fortunate to have the people around me that I have that believed in me, and I was able, to move up just to make all those relationships and people, giving me that opportunity and trusting me. It's bittersweet. I'm going to miss it.
I teach health, the 1 hour of ISS. I throws coach for track, and then I'm an assistant in the weight room in the off season. A lot of gratitude, the energy of, that I give from coworkers, work around a lot of people that are really good at what they do. What a blessing to work in a very progressive, high-performing district to end out the career. And then, just learning from the kids every day, just watching them growth in them, trying to achieve growth in myself, and seeing others around me grow professionally. Just pretty exciting. Coaching and teaching for 35. 9 was in college. Always been taught and known faith, family, then your job. Now I'm going to try to prioritize, my family.
I really enjoyed my time at Nixa. I thought working at Nixa was a great opportunity for me, and I was able to, give back to a lot of the students and the parents and teachers. Probably the thing that I will miss the most is going to be interacting with the students. I just love seeing students on a daily basis, helping them out, treating them as young adults, getting them, off to the world, ready to move forward with their lives, whether it's going to go to college, straight to the workforce, or possibly the military or whatever. Our main job is to get them to graduate and move them along with their education. There's a lot of social emotional issues that high school students have, and so that's part of being able to keep them in school, is being able to deal with their social emotional issues, keeping them on track. I've been at Nixa since 2007. I spent about 7 years in the military. I was in for the original Desert Shield, Desert Storm. I love the counseling department and the admin team that I have here. It's not that many jobs that you can get up every morning and just look forward to coming to work because of the people you work with and the clientele you have.
I've been in Nixa for 26 years. I have 5 years previous to Nixa, but my last 26 have been here. I started as a 6th grade teacher, did that for several years at Inman, and then moved to Main Street. Became the computer instructor at Main Street, and then moved to Summit when we moved over there, and then became the instructional coach at Summit, and then now in this last position, data and assessment specialist. I will definitely just miss all the people, of course. I think surely everybody says that. Made some amazing friends and stuff over the years and time here. Even though I'm no longer actually working directly with kids, that still is going to be a hard thing to not have any connection to kids and what's happening with students and stuff like that. It's been good. It's been a good place to finish out. Traveling with my wife and going to see my kids wherever they are.
19 years as high school assistant / associate principal, but actually 31 years in Nixa and 33 years total in education. I was the first college graduate in my family and always knew that I wanted to teach at a very young age. So I taught elementary for about 3 years, and then I went into guidance and counseling and did that for a total of, I believe, 10 years. Did some coaching, volleyball coaching along the way that I really enjoyed. Came over to the high school to be an assistant principal, and I've been here ever since. And never knew when I started out that elementary teaching would take me. Worked at all levels, but it's been a great journey. I just feel like education has always been my purpose, and I will miss that. I'll miss the interaction with students and with staff, and this is kind of my family away from my real family, and so I will miss that a lot. I have a summer job down at the lake that I enjoy, but I will have a little bit more freedom than I've had in my life for a lot of years, so looking forward to that. And spending more time with my girls, my family.
Started here 32 years ago when this was the Nixa Middle School as a 7th grade history teacher and coach. Been at the high school as a teacher and a coach, and then went into administration as an assistant principal at the high school, and then I've been doing this job as director of secondary education for the last 19 years. So it's ironic that I started at a building 32 years ago, and I'm finishing up about 50 feet from where I started. So it's never would imagine that would have been the journey that I took, but that's the way it's been. At the junior high level, I coached all 3 sports, and then at the high school, I was an assistant football coach. You snap your fingers and then look back and can't believe that it has been that long. I can remember like I said, starting off in this building with no air conditioning and one electrical outlet in the middle of a black chalkboard, trying to do something innovative was having colored chalk. Miss the colleagues and the collegiality of working with some great folks. Had the privilege to work with a lot of great people over the years. Worked with 4 superintendents, worked with a lot of administrators, worked with a lot of great teachers, a lot of great coaches. We'll definitely miss that and miss the kids be successful and grow, and the people and the relationships that have been formed over the years. I'm definitely going to miss. Nothing big lined up right now, just hope to enjoy some relaxing time and get to do some work on some cars probably. My daughter's a senior and she's graduating this year, so it's kind of been fun that we're kind of walking out together a little bit. We joke about that a lot, that we're both exiting at the same time.